Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Always Be Testing podcast. I'm your host, DeGrange, and I'm really excited to talk to Darryl Yearwood today. Darryl, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Ty. I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I am doing great. The heat is on in Austin. I got to do a little 4th of July break with the family on the West Coast, but we're back to work and we're back to the heat is on.
The heat is on. I'm in Toronto, Canada, so it has been hotter than our June, July months typically are. This heat wave has been kicking me in the butt, particularly. Decided to
That's
brush my
great.
dog yesterday outside, and just brushing my dog had me dripping in sweat. So, yeah, trying to stay in the nice air conditioned house.
AC is a beautiful thing. Um,
It truly is.
yeah, that's amazing. Well, you are in for a treat. Always be testing fans. Darryl has a wealth of knowledge and experience, and I think you're going to be. It's going to be a fun one. Darryl's leading partnerships at Apollo. Apollo is an amazing SaaS business, very well known for those in the VD, in the outbound, in the enrichment game, and the data game. So I think it's going to be a good one. Darryl, give us the goods on what sort of brought you into this ecosystem that we call affiliate partner marketing. It's a very different space. What was the hook that brought you into it and kept you here?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I had started in tech working at LinkedIn, and then I'd heard about being in Toronto, heard about a startup in Toronto that was working in partnerships specifically. So kind of poked my nose around, was curious. I was looking at a change in roles at the time, wanted to move into more of like a CSM type role. And that company ended up being PartnerStack that I had moved over to. So started with PartnerStack as a CSM, which was my full kind of fire hose of learning everything about partnerships really, really quickly. If you're not familiar with PartnerStack, it's a PRM where companies can go to launch their partnership program. So whether you're doing an affiliate, agency, tech partner, reseller partner, it kind of can do it all. So started with PartnerStack for my first kind of like dipping my toe into partnerships, and the hook, what really kind of like hooked me and started to reel me in was midway through my tenure there, I moved over to the partner side of PartnerStack. So I went from working with the vendors who are looking to launch and create their programs to working with the partners that are looking for those brands to partner with. My previous manager there, Ashley, she had started off the partner success department, and I was her first hire. Came over there to work with her, and we were just getting to know partners, getting to know the partners, getting to understand their businesses, how they like to partner with brands, and then from there trying to connect them with more brands within PartnerStack's network. And it was just through that of meeting with partners, understanding their businesses, understanding how they like to or how they're trying to drive revenue for brands. That's what really hooked me. And then I had an opportunity to work with a really large partner, publisher, Forbes. And that was, again, another fire hose moment where I had to learn fast how large publishers like to work, how they like to try to grow and scale really rapidly.
Yeah,
And yeah, it was a quick hook
that's
after that.
awesome. That's awesome. I feel like the CSM side of it and being able to be in those service based roles are just it's such an amazing way to get to know the business and in networks like PartnerStack, it's such a great way to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly on the publisher side, they are the currency of the ecosystem, and so I feel like really understanding their business at a detailed level is so helpful because then you can apply that when you're on the network side or the brand side, which is what you've been able to do, which is very impressive. When
Thanks.
you hear affiliate, when you hear partner marketing, what is sort of the myth or misconception that you still run into with in the SaaS world or with marketing leadership or in general?
Yeah. So it was common when I worked at PartnerStack as a CSM and working with brands. It's really that people think that it's a channel you could just kind of turn on overnight and let it run itself. It's not a money printing machine. You need to have somebody, if you really want it to do well and to really grow and scale it and get the value out of it, like you need
Hmm.
somebody in seat, or to be working with like an agency that can actually manage the program for you. It's not a plug and play and I'm going to check on it once a week or once a month. Like you need to be in the trenches and doing the thing. That's really the
Yeah,
biggest misconception. It's like you need to be able to know that you're working with the right partners, know that you're giving them the right incentives. Not all partners want to be paid by commission. Not all partners want to get special resources or co-branding. Like there's different ways you can add value for partners that might be monetary, maybe non-monetary. But to think that it's going to be a
yeah,
plug and play revenue generator, I've seen unfortunately seen too many programs enter that way and quickly
yeah.
shut down that way because they're like, oh, this requires way more work than I thought it would. Let's just pull the plug now.
Absolutely. And I think, you've gotten to see a good slice of so many data points in your experiences. Affiliate has come, a long way. It's been around for, we're talking probably plus or minus 30 years, which is shocking. Digital
Yeah.
hasn't necessarily been around that long. Similarly, consumer is kind of where it all sort of, came out of to some extent. B2B is
Hmm.
relatively new. For those that are newer to B2B, what does like a healthy program look like, from your perspective as it relates to B2B SaaS, and how that's maybe slightly different? What does healthy mean to you when you kind of look at, partner mix or some of the other elements of a part of a program?
Yeah. Well, you kind of, you, my answer to that would be what you kind of hit it there was like the partner mix. It's like not relying on just one type of partner. Um, because at any given day, if something shifts for that type of partner, that could be your whole program that tanks overnight. So having diversification in the types of partners that you're working with, that's something that we try to do at Apollo. My manager, I have an incredible manager that I work with, Dafra. It's something that she's really instilled in me as we look at the program. I've been with Apollo 2.5 years. Dafra joined last August, and I've been working with her, and it's just been incredible with what we've been able to do as far as like working with different types of partners because she really brought in this mindset of like diversification and um,
Yeah,
testing,
yeah,
which is like, yeah, which hits on always be testing. But Dafra is a tester, she is
love
a
that.
scientist, and it's something that really helps us to grow the program and maintain the health of the program and protect the program because it happened to us. We had a very strong partner that closed up overnight and like without warning. And that had we not been diversified at that point, it would have been a major hit to our numbers. And our numbers dipped slightly, but have been pretty much consistent for the most part because we were, as soon as we found out they're shutting and it wasn't going to be turned back on anytime soon, we went to our diversified network of partners and just started to invest in those partners that we're already working with. So just helps protect you. Google's always changing their algorithm. Partners that are creating like articles and
Yeah,
whatnot can get impacted overnight. So it's however you are looking to build out the program, always try to keep in mind that
yeah.
diversify, have channels for different types of partners.
Yeah, absolutely. Having those relationships, flowing and warmed up and nurturing and valued and driving something of value for you is so critical, because then you can shift a little bit if, one or two are to fall off or to decline or to stop, or some change happens there. I think now more than ever, we're sort of involved in change and on so many levels, right? And I
Yeah.
think that, being able to just be sort of able to be agile enough to be willing to ebb and flow and work with those changes that are inevitable is really, really a positive. So I think that's a critical one. Um, if you're to look at a hypothetical program and be dropped in on a SaaS program and kind of assess like what are some like, you know, one, two, three things that you would kind of ask for or maybe consider auditing, and what are some things that come to mind for you that get your wheels turning about like how to improve a program or assess a program?
Yeah. So going back, kind of like tapping into the last question a bit, like partner mix is going to be a big one. Just really looking at the partners.
Yes.
Do you know the partners? Do I know the partners? If I'm the one that's assessing, like understanding who these partners are, how they're driving traffic for you, how they're generating revenue for you, or how they intend to. Um, that would be my first step. Analyzing them, analyzing the, I guess the TAM for the types of partners you could potentially reach out to that are looking for your product or looking to promote your product. Incentive structure is going to be a big one. So what's the commission structure that's already in place today? Is it something that allows for flexibility? Because not all partners want to be, like I said it before, but not all partners want to be paid the same. You have publishers that want to be paid earlier in the journey. But if you're only doing a rev share, you're put like it doesn't align for how that partner is looking to get paid out on what they're able to produce for you. So flexibility in an incentive structure would be really, really
Love
helps
that.
and can go a long way. Not everyone is able to do the flexibility. I understand that when especially if you're like a startup or a younger company that's like building this out from the get go, you maybe need to get some proof points in. So having like one offer that you go to market with, totally understandable. But once you have a bit of a proof of concept, like getting that incentive structure and trying to introduce a couple of different variations of that incentive structure um, to make yourself relevant or
Love that.
to help the economics work for different types of partners. And then
Yeah.
measurement is just how you're really measuring it. We, being affiliate, we look at things with the affiliate lens. But then there's other partners that we've realized that you can't judge them the exact same way as I would judge a typical affiliate. So measurement would be the other part. How are you actually measuring success for those partners in that program?
Yeah, this is brilliant. I had such an amazing conversation on the last SaaS class episode with Nancy and Guy, and
Nancy,
one of
yeah,
our yeah, one of our big themes around it was like, okay, how do you go from 7 to 25? That's like that elusive, you know, big sizable percentage of what partner marketing can be if you do
yeah.
it the
Mm-hmm.
right way. And it really gave me it was such a great framework because it got my wheels turning. And so working on an article now to go to to throw in some of the greatest hits from that episode, but like go even deeper on like, okay, what how would you do that? And I'm excited to share that with you and get your perspective on it. But I think you touched
Yeah,
on some really key foundational things that were brought up there that I want to go deeper on. And so I really like your framing for that. Those are very powerful ones in foundation. It gets my wheels turning around strategy, around commissioning strategies by different partner types and different partners, because as you said, everyone does it. Everyone's going to expect different flavors of it, if you
yeah,
will. You know, obviously, the testing is the passion for many of us in growth, in performance marketing, and certainly in partner marketing, and certainly this pod. Um, what's an experiment that maybe you can draw from, or maybe a learning, or like that maybe surprised you or was notable that you can speak to some of the themes that you took away from it and what you learned from it?
yeah. Who can I pick from here for that one? I'm fortunate to be necessary. I'm fix my chair here.
No, you're good.
Fortunate for the types of partners that we've been working with. Um, I'll try to give you maybe two like quick examples, one from like the partnership side and one from the affiliate side. So like
Love it.
partnership side, what I had mentioned about moving from CSM into the partner success role when I was at PartnerStack, um, the experiment really was the department that we were in. So my manager Ashley had created the department on her own intuition that partners need to have a CSM type role, helping them and helping them be successful as partners. They're a very important piece to this whole ecosystem, yet we're not catering to them, or we're not really servicing them. So she went and ran that, and then she was the first person that mentored me when I came over to Partners Back, and I just really wanted to work with her again, loved what she was doing, and being able to join with her and help build out that department from just the two of us to it grew, I think,
That's
to like
awesome.
5 or 6 at the time. But it was,
Yeah.
when it was just the two of us, it was just, we were scrappy and just in the trenches and just trying to figure out who's in the network that's driving good, strong results for different brands. How can we start to work with them? How can we kind of be their point of contact and help
Yep.
them scale their businesses? And that is how we uncovered Forbes, was in the marketplace, or in Partners Back's network. We weren't working with them at all at that point. So just being able to work with that brand there was such a wild learning, because once they move fast, they're a big publisher, and once they have a goal, it is like, if you can keep up with them and
Yeah.
help drive the results, they perform. Like, it's not
Yeah.
so it was like a fire hose of as fire hose of a learning experiment,
Yep.
as I think I could have ever gone through. But it was
Yeah.
an experiment where we grew it from a 0 to like a multiple 7-figure revenue, like generating 0 to multiple 7 figures in revenue for the partner itself themselves. So it was insane, what we
Yeah.
were able to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That would be my partnerships experiment. But the
That's great.
affiliate one was like a retargeting partner, which when I first started talking to this partner, there was a bit of pushback we got from the ops team on not wanting to deploy any of their like tracking on the site. So that was like a big hurdle. A lot of the times what I find with affiliate is just learning how to navigate internally on the business impact that certain things are going to have. And like, people do need to protect the website. They need to protect certain things to ensure that the company is going to be around next year or next month, and that we're not going to, whatever I'm trying to push forward isn't going to negatively impact the company. So it took a bit of time for us to finally get this partner launched. Didn't know what kind of results we were going to really get from it. It was the very first retargeting partner we were going to work with. And by like month 2 of them being live, they quickly shot up to being like one of our top 10. Ended up being our highest performing partner in terms of like revenue generated. Again, they are retargeting traffic that's coming to the site. So we get a lot of traffic. Partners are sending us traffic. So you expect numbers to be pretty solid, but they performed exceptionally well. It's unfortunate. That's the part that I said that ended up shuttering kind of like overnight. So it's unfortunate that is kind of what happened. But for the most part, that experiment and it was such a fun experience to go through, and such a great partner to work with. And we tried to teach. I had mentioned Afra came on, and she's I refer to her as my little scientist, but like she had said something once that really stuck with me, and it is just that affiliate should be treated as a sandbox. It's not a one-time 100% clap for that, because it's so often people just think, oh, it's affiliate, you just do referral links, that's it. And it's anytime there's a business problem that comes across in a meeting, Daphra will always be the first one to raise her hand for it. And it's what I love. And it's allowed us and like me to really just look at partner opportunities or any opportunity differently, with the optimism that, yeah, there's a way we could do this. Like, when there's a will, there's a way. We can absolutely try to figure out a way to make this work, and affiliate can contribute to this. And this is what has made it so exciting right now, is being able to contribute to different business initiatives from the affiliate side. We did a brand push recently where we were able to work with certain partners to do newsletters roll out. We did a masterclass that we rolled out. We're doing TV and audio. There's just stuff that we haven't typically seen in like a standard link based program. So yeah, it's just been like, it's fun. It's a fun time just to be able to experiment. Like you said, things are
Yeah.
always changing, especially with like everything going on with all of the AI everything.
Yep.
So things are always changing, but
Yeah.
just a fun time to experiment and like just to lean into it really.
Yeah. I think it's such a good reminder of you leveraging it for what it is, that sandbox and that testing environment. And you're going to
Mhm.
have some, tried and true. You're going to have varying degrees of, more speculative, more solid, more slower moving, if you will,
Yeah.
and so many different flavors. I love that you're referencing like the power of what can be connected TV and audio, and there's just there's it's exciting, and I think it doesn't get old kind of understanding and educating that for people that are still anchored in older ways of thinking about affiliate or putting affiliate in a box. I've heard it phrased as like partnerships light. I've heard it phrased as like an omni-channel lever in itself. All things really true. And so I love that, she and your team and you are thinking about it in the terms of testing. Obviously, for me, that's really lovely to see on multiple levels.
Yeah. It's,
I,
sorry, I know, go ahead.
no,
No, I
you
was just
go.
gonna say like the testing piece is like just being willing to learn to lean in and test and not just um, expect that there's going to be some slow tests, some tests that aren't going to
Yeah,
convert overnight. They're not going to be
yeah,
run as quickly. Like newsletters, for instance, is something that we've been doing, and it doesn't move as quickly as affiliate people that are judged on affiliate metrics would hope that it would. I would hope, like hoping to see like conversions overnight, or like we sent out a newsletter, I want to see those conversions. So it's learning, taking a step back, learning from that experience and saying, okay, maybe we need to look at this with a different lens, take off the affiliate lens and look at this differently from like a brand perspective, and the fact that we're growing our audience a little bit more, and the more that we get in front of that audience, the more likely they would then be able to, or the chances are they will more likely convert. But I can't just hit them once and expect an instant conversion. So it's testing, learning.
yep,
It's been a big learning for us, really, is like going in and being humble, being willing
yeah,
to kind of like, I always have a learning hat on. I learn something every single day, which is cool about
yeah.
affiliate. Like there's always something you could pick up and do differently.
I think that's what's drawn me to it. Like I think there's in performance marketing in general, and it's gotten almost too much as we transition our topic into AI, the lovely
Mm-hmm.
wave that we're describing and alluding to, right? You touched on. It's the fact that digital has changed so much, performance marketing has changed so much so quickly. Shockingly how fast it has changed. But I think affiliate, because you're involved in search, email, levels of programmatic in some ways, content, publications, performance PR, creator. You mentioned TV, audio, Substacks, newsletters. It touches a lot of different things. Whereas no knock on Meta, but that
Yeah.
is like one ecosystem. And yes, there's all different flavors and ways to get the inputs in and out. And yes, it's valuable for a number of brands. And similarly, Google or LinkedIn, you do need some level of that for many businesses, not all. Um, it's just great to see that this can be so efficient. This can be so diverse. This can be so, uh, de-risked, if you will, outside
Yeah.
of those and bring those costs down. But it is interesting. There's always something to learn in many multitudes of life, but in this world in particular. So probably a good segue to get into the fun of AI and all that we're seeing. I know Apollo is
Yeah.
if anyone's at the center of it. I know you guys are. We're seeing a ton. We're building a ton. We're trying a ton. Um, in the world of AI search, less click, some zero click activity, where do you see how does your team think about affiliates and partners evolving um, now, and also like looking ahead? Is there anything that you guys are thinking about top of mind, or as it relates to the partners and how they impact the program and AI search?
Yeah. And let me know if I'm like
Sure.
hitting the answer here, because I'm fortunate the team that I sit on, I sit in growth, and we have somebody in SEO, we have somebody in AEO, we have paid search and paid social all under the same team, with affiliate all under the same team. So I learn a ton from my colleagues. They are um, experts in their fields, and it is awesome getting the chance to work with them. Like, I'm honored to be able to work with them. Where we're seeing like affiliate and this new the AI world kind of like converge is there's a number of partners out there, a lot of partners out there that can help you out with like citations when it comes to the LLMs. My AEO teammate, Kalechi, he runs AEO for us. He is growing our AEO presence. It's been fun being able to collaborate with him on getting more citations and working with partners that are going to help us with creating more articles or even getting into certain listicles, so that we are, one, controlling a bit of the narrative around Apollo, what Apollo is, what Apollo can do, but then also it's helping him get the right keywords that he needs in these articles around these listicles, and getting mentions in listicles that are going to help with the citations in the LLMs. So it's kind of it's a funny point to be at, where I think there was fear around AI and what it could do to the industry and for affiliates, but I think leaning into it now more than ever, and really just getting on. It's so early right now. It is, and it changes. By the time this goes live, things will have changed again. But it's just getting on, like, just not being afraid of it and just stepping
Yeah.
into it and learning. Just learn about
Yeah.
it as much as you can. Play with it, break it. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I think that's the best
Yeah.
thing you could do, and how it's been like evolving for my role is just every day I'm in it and just trying to figure out, play with it. Like, it's just
Uh,
having fun with it, I think, is the best part.
totally. Yeah. No, if you're given the space to, play, as you said, it sounds silly
Yeah,
or obvious, but it's really valuable to do that and to be given the opportunity to take it upon yourself, to take the initiative and take some action and do it, try, play. But then also is your team, employer, manager enabling that. And I think it kind of comes from the
that's,
top
yeah,
down and also comes bottom up. I saw someone talking about that concept today. I really like that theory, and it sounds like that's resonating with you and you get that. I think we're doing a lot with deploying a number of tools, giving people access to those, giving some standards and some regular education. We have kind of like our office hours regularly for our side that's really resonating. The
that's
other thing
awesome.
is, I talked about this in my last write up on our site where, and in the newsletter, the GEO, you're getting like almost half of the partners that we're working with are having some level of impact in prompts and in GEO and AI citations. So I love that you have all this sitting on the growth team. You have access to some really amazing individuals that can
Hmm.
have an impact. But then similarly in the affiliate space, you have access to all these really interesting partners that can make an impact. So combining those can be very powerful. I
Yeah,
feel very fortunate that we're seeing this excitement and this convergence, and it's all of this stuff is happening right now, and we get to be part of it.
yeah. I think you hit it there, which is when you have an org that is empowering you to test and use AI and like get comfortable with it. And that is, if my CEO wasn't telling us like, and giving us the opportunity to use these tools and say like, hey, use them, they're here. If you want to test something, if you see an AI tool that you want to use, come forward with it, we can help you out. Like, it just allows us it gives us the breathing room, and then the freedom
Yeah,
to lean in and start testing and using these. So yeah, no, I love that you're doing it with your team as well. I think it's, yeah, having a lot of controls in place. You need to have some controls in place, so you
yeah,
don't end up having these wild budgets or break anything.
Yeah.
too bad, but like it's, yeah, been very fortunate to be in this seat right now with the team that I have, and also with the opportunity of just being able to leverage the AI tools. Like it's, if I didn't
Yeah.
have that, it would be a tougher uphill climb to really
Yeah.
get a hold of the new age that it is right now. Like I feel like it's
Yeah.
changing, and it's going to keep changing. The next year, this time next year, it's going to be a different landscape, but I think it's going to be exciting. I think still
Yeah.
super
I agree
optimistic for affiliate.
as well. Yeah, I agree as well. More exciting things to come. I have to say, just observing you and like seeing your career progression, kind of going off script a little. Are there things that you want to share? Like, what do you think what characteristics should people consider that have worked for you, that you've enabled you to kind of progress so successfully and efficiently in your career? I feel like a lot of people would be curious to learn more about that and learn from your experience, and would love to know, like, what do you think it was that enabled you to progress so well in your career?
I appreciate what you said there. It was really nice of you. It's really I think curiosity. I was fortunate to have a couple of mentors in my life that, when prior to tech, I was working in finance. I was working in automotive finance, worked for a bank where I was going, this was pre-COVID, where I had a huge territory here in Ontario, and I was driving to franchise car dealerships and meeting with the finance managers and trying to get them to send more business to my bank instead of the big banks that were eating up all of the deals a dealership does. So very different
Yeah.
world moving over to tech, but I wanted to move into tech. And one of my mentors just really sat with me and helped me like brainstorm like what exactly I really want to do, where I wanted to work, and what my plan was to get to that role that I wanted, and made me sit and think about it. But it's what I needed to do was just put myself in situations that were a bit uncomfortable for me, like going into, I was going to meetups and talks where certain people were talking. And then I was like, it would give me an opportunity to maybe network a little bit better. When did Toastmasters, where Toastmasters, I did that for about a year. Just learning
That's
to
awesome.
just jump up and speak in front of people and just get myself
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Um, so that was a
Good
really,
for
really
you.
big learning. And then, thank you. Getting into LinkedIn, it was, I went to a tech talk where somebody from LinkedIn was talking. I did my LinkedIn creeping and crawling and realized we had some mutual connections. So I went and I listened to him speak, and it was a great session that he
Nice.
ran. But I got to talk to him afterwards, and just through talking, network connected a little bit. And he was someone that helped me get into at LinkedIn, Dan Van Dam. If you're listening, shout out to Dan Van Dam. Um, so that was like it's really get yourself uncomfortable. The things that get you like a little bit nervous,
Yes.
lean into
Yes.
them. Those are the things that push you, especially in a world like affiliate where it's like things change all the time. Your
Yep.
initiatives might change all the time, and it's going to put you in some uncomfortable situations where you need to learn something that you didn't know yesterday. But always just like
Good for
lean in
you.
and test and like just, yeah, I don't know if that really answered the question, but it's like
No, it's
be
great. I
be
appreciate it.
curious.
Yeah, no, I won't, give you too many won't laud you the whole conversation. I just think that, yeah, there's certain mindsets that enable certain people to like progress really well, and I think you're hitting on some of those, and it's good to kind of give those tidbits to folks. And you've touched on some really good points, so I really appreciate that. Um, Coming down the home stretch, we're going to do a little
Mhm.
rapid fire, mix it up a little. Um, Give us an underrated partner in our ecosystem. Partner that might get
Underrated
a
partner.
little more love than they typically get. Partner type doesn't have
Okay.
to be the exact publisher. It could just be like a
Yeah.
flavor of partner.
Flavor of partner. Okay, so newsletters is something that we've been testing. There's a partner, um, I can share their name. Beehive is their name. They do programmatic newsletters. Super cool. Well, very, 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 very highly recommend looking at them and seeing what you could do, because yeah, it's been fun working with that team.
I love that. I love that. I think I might have. I think Apollo might have sponsored the RBL Flywheel newsletter at some point for for so yeah. So you
Okay,
guys have dabbled. You
wicked.
guys have dabbled. You might
Yeah,
be
I
an
can't
affiliate. You
see.
might be an affiliate.
I can't see who the publishers are that we end up going with because they keep that tucked away a bit. But yeah, for one, I love it.
Yeah, not a bad fit, perhaps.
Yeah,
I love that, and I think I'm a believer there. I think there's a lot of flavors like that I think don't necessarily get enough attention, and I think it's fun to find that next, diamond in the rough or undervalued, stock of partner marketing, which is kind of fun.
yeah.
Speaking to your finance background, is there a metric that you're kind of like, I could maybe deprioritize that in a dashboard over some of the other metrics that are a little bit more important? It doesn't have to be specific to Apollo. Could be more. Um, could be anything else.
Yeah, and again, let me know if this answers the question or
Yeah.
not. But it's more like one thing when I came on that was something that was focused on a lot was the partner count. Like, oh, we have a program that has X amount of partners. Partner count to me is not a bit like I could have 10,000 partners, and if none of them are sending me nothing, I have 10,000 partners that are sending me nothing, and I'm driving zero revenue. So,
Yeah.
partner count to me is not a metric. It's a vanity metric. If anything, you need to be able to focus on quality partners. So, like, quantity always sounds great, but if they're not doing anything, or if they are active 1 month and they've completely gone dormant the next year, it doesn't mean much. Quality over quantity.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's so true, and yeah, we see it far too often where it's kind of over-index the quality. Can be a vanity metric, which you touched on so well. Is
Yeah,
there outside of the Always Be Testing podcast, of course, is
of
there a
course.
pod or a resource or a book? It doesn't have to be work related that you just like absolutely have to suggest for the audience to check out.
Yeah, so I had a partner. I was introduced to this YouTuber through a partner conversation. I was saying that I wanted to learn more about AI. They highly recommended this person's podcast, and it's been super helpful for me to learn more about Claude and everything. Greg Eisenberg is the gentleman's name. Love his stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, just he does a great job at just kind of explaining things, and his guests generally do a great job at explaining things and making it kind of like simple to understand, so you're not feeling overwhelmed with this new AI age. So, yeah, check out Greg Eisenberg. That's where I've learned a lot of things related to cloud.
Amazing. Anything else you're personally or professionally excited about for the rest of the year? That's something that's coming up.
Yeah, professionally right now excited with, and like we're going, our fiscal runs until the end of February. So we are in like planning phase for the back half of our year right now, and just excited. Like it's, again, I have great colleagues that I get to work with and collaborate with, which just is fun.
Absolutely.
We're testing TV, we're testing audio, we're testing CLO. So it's just been testing, testing a lot of things, which has been
It's
a
perfect.
great learning experience, man. It's been a blessing for me in my career,
I love that.
pushing me into the uncomfortable waters. So it's been fun.
Yeah.
Personally, I've got a 4-year-old that's turning four. A 3-year-old turning four in August. So at the beginning of August. So I'm super excited for that. We're
Congrats.
gonna take
Oh,
him
that's
out for a
amazing.
baseball day. So I'm looking
Oh,
forward to it.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna go to a game or you gonna play? What's the plan?
Gonna go to the Jays game. Being in Toronto, they're actually playing on his birthday, so it'll be nice. And they have this
Oh,
thing called the Junior Jays. It's a Sunday, so it's August 2nd is his birthday. And if you're a Junior Jay, you sign your kids up to be a Junior Jay. After the game, they get to go onto the field and run the bases. So He doesn't know about it yet. Hopefully he does it. My buddy's done it and
Does
said
he?
his kids pumped the brakes and didn't want to do it. So
It doesn't get any
we'll
better than
see.
that. I would have given my
Yeah.
left arm to do that as a kid. So that's
Oh man.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. It'll be fun.
I
It'll be
hope. I
fun.
hope.
If you guys can make another run like you did last year, that would be cool.
Yeah. I'm not doing too great right
Maybe
now,
not.
but let's.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
We'll see.
The season's not. Got time. Dog
We
days of
got
summer.
time.
We got time. What's something folks maybe don't know about you in the audience that you want to share with people?
Um, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I could mention I'm a dad, but I got two little kids, keep me super busy. That's my North Star, man. I'm a family
Yeah,
dude.
100%.
It's my extra time is always towards the kids. I punch out right around this time of the day, get to go do daycare pickup and spend time with the kids. It has been the biggest reward in
Yeah,
my life. Like it's been, yeah. So
it's the
that's me,
best.
sappy dad
It doesn't get any
plug.
better. I'd have to concur. We'll let you
Yeah,
go get the kiddos. Darryl, you've been the man. You talked testing. You talked about all the great things to look at in a program, all your great experiences, what's kind of led you to this. So it's been grateful to talk to you as always, and have an amazing rest of your day. Appreciate you coming on.
you too, Ty. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Darryl. Bye.
Ciao.